And the Amazing Spider-Man movies were pretty bad, but they at least had some potential. Not in comparison to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Those ones were fantastic and fun and showed believable issues. Not the third one! At least the new Spider-Man movie was pretty cool. I should do a review on that sometime. I can't wait for the Justice League movie to finally come out. Ugh! 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 One of the greatest conflicts. With how awesome Wonder Woman was, it at least has some hope somewhere. Are you guys as hyped as I am for that new Venom and Carnage movie? And that Black Cat and Silver Sable movies that might actually end up getting made that wouldn't be connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe? No! 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 What about that Inhumans movie that comes out next week? Or that possible Fantastic sequel? How dare you speak such madness? No more Fantastic. No more Fantastic. No more Fantastic. Inhumans look so boring and lame. Ah! It's too bad Marvel doesn't have the rights to the Fantastic Four yet, and that they already made an Inhumans movie. If only there were a better way. Hello, I'm the Rookie Critic. I just can't think of a slogan yet, but don't you worry, I'll come up with one later. With the new Inhumans movie/show coming out today, I figured why not make a video on the subject. This obviously isn't going to be a review, this is just going to be a, let's call it a how would I do it video. Before we get into the delicious, meaty goodness of this video, let's just talk a little bit about the Fantastic Four and Inhumans. The Fantastic Four first issue was released in 1961 and created by the legendary Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. They are often known as Marvel's first family and were a stepping stone in getting us to where we are currently with superhero movies. The first Fantastic Four movie was released in 1994. That's the same year I was born. No connection there, I think. The next movies were released in 2005 and 2007, back when Chris Evans was a fire torch guy. I'll talk more about these Fantastic Four movies another time, including the garbage pail Fantastic. Ugh. Now, to be honest, I don't know too much about the Inhumans. In fact, I was never into comics and superheroes as a kid. However, I am aware enough thanks to other YouTube channels like Comics Explained and the Comic Book Cast. I came up with my idea quite a while ago, so it might seem outdated with all that we know now, but it's just a fun little idea, so I hope you guys enjoy. We start off on a random episode in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, where Daisy, or in this season, Quake, is searching for an Inhuman on the run and gets separated from the team. She gets ambushed and quickly knocked out. Coulson catches up to her and he gets knocked out too. They wake up bound and blindfolded. Daisy uses her powers to break free and they bust down the door. And who is there to greet them? The Fantastic Four, who is just about to gather the last of their equipment and get the heck out of there. Sue spots them first and traps them in a force field, and Coulson recognizes them instantly, except for Ben, with his whole body change and all. Before Daisy can retaliate, Reed tells Sue to let them down. They briefly go over what happened to them and explain why they are on the move and staying hidden from everyone. The last time that Coulson saw them was before the invasion of New York. They do not want to be exposed because of the rising hate to people with powers and are trying to reverse it or at least suppress it. Before parting ways, Reed mentions to Daisy that there are more like her on the moon. And that ends the very first time we see the Fantastic Four in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The next time that we see them is in the Inhumans Meet the Fantastic Four movie. Now, I'm not exactly sure what we would call this movie, but I just think we shouldn't call it a Fantastic Four movie, considering the last couple of flops. And this one would heavily feature the Inhumans as well, so we can call it an Inhumans and Fantastic Four movie, or just an Inhumans movie, and just feature the Fantastic Four. It would start off shortly after the invasion of New York in the 2012 Avengers movie. S.H.I.E.L.D. and the governments were starting to prepare for alien attacks when a cosmic event was coming up, so they sent the Fantastic Four crew to study it. Unfortunately, something goes wrong, the ship blows up, and they crash on the moon, and everyone thinks that they are dead. They wake up in the Inhumans prison on the moon, all changed from the cosmic energy. They are startled and scared from surviving the explosion, waking up in a mysterious prison on the moon and having these changes to their bodies all on top of that. While the Fantastic Four try to figure out what happened to them, we get to know the Inhumans and why they live on the moon, how they've stayed hidden, and a little bit more about how they live in their everyday lives. I assumed that the Fantastic Four would remain as prisoners there for a while, and then at some point, the Inhumans would agree to not hold them prisoner. I don't know squat about the actual Inhuman characters as far as their personality goes, or which villains they have, so maybe the Fantastic Four help them fight a foe, or something Kree-related. At some point, the Inhumans allow the Fantastic Four to go back to Earth. I would like it to be 2 years later though, but that isn't too important, other than strengthening their relations with the Inhumans. Maybe there was some kind of disaster that happened in the Inhumans society and the Fantastic Four stayed to help them rebuild and figure it out. Now that we're back on Earth again, the Inhumans sent a few of them with the Fantastic Four so that they can search for the Terrigen crystals, like how I think they're doing in the movie that is released today. Being back on Earth for the first time in a couple of years, all that they want to do is just see their loved ones, but even that doesn't go over very well. They learn that S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone, heroes are getting a bad rep, and Ultron is right around the corner. They can't just ignore their heroic instincts though, so they just keep to the shadows, but they help the little guy along the way whenever they can. This could be where the movie ends, but if a huge climactic fight is necessary, then I'm not exactly sure who the villain should be. I'm assuming it would have to be an Inhuman-related villain. If you didn't really like that ending, I do have another one for you that I think people might like a little bit more. Instead of the Fantastic Four returning to Earth for a couple of years and sticking to the shadows, maybe they return to Earth in the Infinity War movie. When the Guardians of the Galaxy come to warn everybody about Thanos, I assume that's what they're going to do in the Infinity War movie anyway, the Fantastic Four and the Inhumans could be the first ones that they tell and all come to Earth together. That could be an interesting way to do it, but then again, it is already a very cluttered movie, and this might just make it too cluttered. But, I don't know, those were just a couple of my old ideas that I thought that I would share. What would you like to see? How would you incorporate the Fantastic Four into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? How would you do the Inhumans if you don't really like the movie/TV show that's coming out now? Let me know in the comments. I'm the Rookie Critic. See you guys later.